Right here and right here. All right. So here we are. This is what I worked on last night. And looking back at it, I like it. There's probably some things that I would go back and touch up, and I'll probably go back maybe with a white pen. Maybe I'll do that today. Now I think I want to touch it up first. I'm going to sit with it for a little bit. And then this was a spread that I had um, made this little envelope with hopes that I could put some business cards from the art show I went to today. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't collect a single one. And mostly because the art show was meh. It really was. It was kind of there was a few food trucks, and then there were some things like some ceramics and some homemade like food goods and candles and some hot sauce and kombucha and some jewelry. I mean, they had some things, but nothing. I mean, nothing that was rocking my world. So anyway, so I'll just hold on to this. Actually, I'm gonna probably. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it here because this spread might come in handy if I go to a different show for another day. So I thought maybe today I would work on filling this space here. I've been working on the little details of this one, and I really want to fill this whole space that's not where the watercolors are with doodles. And the interesting thing about this is I feel like it's a contrast between like a chaotic background and then the it's a negative and positive space. So this is, design 101 class. So the positive space that's being made by the watercolor circles, I feel is really serene as is, and I don't want to disturb that, even though normally I probably would like draw within those circles like I did in a couple of places. Let me see if I can pull one of those up. Not here. Like here. Here. Um, but I'm doing the opposite. I'm drawing in the backgrounds because I don't know. Every time I started to go and draw on top of the circles, I didn't want it to disturb what I really love. And it's where the watercolor's doing its thing. It's bleeding into each other. It's making these pools, and yeah. So, but I think it's a neat contrast to like fill this completely with like little and I don't even I dare to even call them Zentangly type things. It's just little doodles. Um, yeah, because Zentangles are a little more exact. And actually, I like where I used some fountain pens to do some of this other stuff because it's almost black, but it's got a little bit of shading in there. But I think I'm just going to go with, and I like how the black that I'm putting in between the circles kind of makes the circles pop out a little bit. So I'm just going to do this for a few minutes. Uh, I'm just really tired. I didn't get good sleep last night, I don't think. I came home from the event and just laid down to take a nap and was out for like 3 hours. So I probably just needed it to catch up on my sleep. I have this sleep app that tracks my tracks if I have a sleep deficit, and that's been so helpful. I've been using it for like a solid 2 years, and it's game changing to know like exactly how much sleep you're lacking. Anyway, so yeah, this is where I'm at, and I'm okay with it. But yeah, so the show, I mean, it wasn't that it was terrible. It's just it was more crafty than it was arty, and so I mean, they had some interesting things and some cute little small businesses, but nothing that I would. I mean, I guess I could have gotten business cards for like the kombucha place, but it's not like, oh, let's go write about that inspiration in my journal kind of thing. It's oh, I want to remember to buy kombucha. Yeah. So anyway, it's all good. I had fun with my friend, and we ended up going to the scrap exchange. I love that place. I found some thread. I should have brought that to show you guys because I'm working on that patch series, and I got some threads. They have these like um little Ziploc bags, and they'll put together like little sets of old half-used bobbins of thread or little half-used balls of thread. And I got a couple of those, and every time I open it up, it's like a little treasure hunt as to what's in there. So I thought that was fun. And then I also got a bottle of ink, which which started to leak on me in the store. Which that was fun. They had these wet wipes. I mean, y'all, these wet wipes were really inspiring. These, because I was leaking everywhere, and the with the bottle, and so I said, "Do you guys have like a napkin or something?" And I had one in my pocket, and she handed me this tube of like, one of those plastic canisters that you center pull from, like a wet wipe canister, but they had the scrubby texture on it. Oh my god. That really, I love those. I'm gonna have to get me some of those. Um, they were awesome. So yeah, so I got this leaky bottle of ink, but it was a good bottle of ink. It was like a Lamy fountain pen ink, but it was black, which, I mean, black ink is useful, but when you're diving into the fountain pen world, I'm realizing that it's kind of all about the ink. I'm gonna color this in because I'm not loving that. I mean, it's kind of all about the ink, being able to fill your pen with different colored inks. But I got the black ink anyway. It'll be good, like a dip pen type of thing for here. Even though I do enjoy where I did the dip pens. Was it in this one? Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, I don't remember. Nope, not this one. Anyway, yeah, so that was fun. I found that and some rotary cutters, which which are great. One of them was shiny rainbow metallic rainbow rotary cutter. So that was fun. But yeah, the scrap exchange. And that was it. That was my day. My adventures today. Probably go hit another thrift store. Maybe not next week. I've got a this is still on frame. Yes. I have a shop update happening on Friday. So I've got some stuff to pull together for that. So I'll be busy. Um but yeah, the following week, when I take a breather after doing a shop update push, I'll probably go check out my thrift store, the other ones. We did go. The scrap exchange has like a regular thrift store that's connected to it, which is pretty awesome. But I didn't have the patience to go through any of the clothes or anything like that. And I've got a ton of thrift flips and fabric that I need to work on anyway. So I'm not gonna mess with it. But I'll probably Yeah, I need to. I'm focusing on that capsule wardrobe. Anyway, well, there's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doodling here. I'm just trying to fill up the space with something that looks like patterning. But I tell you, that's not quite what I wanted to do, but that's okay. Oh, I kind of like that. That's fun. Yeah, just to fill the space. Mm-mm-mm. Just little doodles. Mostly, I tend to do dots and these lines, which are just boring and plain, but you know, I'm wondering. mm, I kind of feel like I need a thinner nib for this, or even my fountain pen. I've been on my fountain pen kick. Also, my dip pen. I do have my dip pen here. Oh, wait, I do have a fountain pen here. What is this one? Let me see. I think this is. Yeah, we'll work on this one. This is a little thinner, even though this is a medium tip. From what I understand. Okay, the Japanese fountain pens, the nibs are way thinner. So what they consider a medium is a German fine, which I think is a .5 line, and this is a .7. This is a medium tip Sharpie, and it's a .7, which I kind of like sometimes, but sometimes you need it a little thinner. And actually, I think I do have like a colored ink in here. It's just I didn't really wash out the pen first. So it's still got the black ink. But eventually, I think it's going to turn into this here. So, anyway. Mm. And this is me testing out the inks with just my fingertip. But the inks don't do great in this paper. I did find I have this is like a watercolor paper, so it's real absorbent. But this is like a sulfite paper, and I don't know what that means. But I do know that the ink does a lot better on this. And I actually have this. That's what's in this little journal. And I've got a set of 5 covers, but I've only made the insides for 4 of them. And then it's also what's in this journal, which I love. Um, and I've got the signatures. Half of them are punched. Well, yeah, I started to do like thinner signatures to bind it this way, where I'm going to, I've already bound the text block, so then I'll just use paper and glue this into the book. Um, but and I was going to do the same thing with this one, but I think what I'm going to do is I made the signatures a little thicker. So there's 2, 3, 4. So there's 8 of them. And what I'm going to do is punch the outside of this and thread and have the stitching on the outside and bind it directly into this book. So, yeah. anyway, even though the edges of this is a little rough, but you know what? I'm okay with that. I mean, it's an old book, and I think that's fine. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do with that. But for now, whoop, and I think when I do those books, because that paper is thin and it's not, it doesn't hold up as well for like, the heavy gluing mixed media stuff. It's better for like light mixed media. So I might use those as like some smaller journals or little sketch journals. Kind of like, okay, I don't know if I should. I think I showed this to you guys earlier. But this is like a little moleskin where I was practicing drawing faces. And this is the time when I was doing the faces with like the little eyes. And I don't hate the little eyes, but I really think I want to I want to continue to practice. I don't know, maybe I'll continue to do these. Maybe that's what this is that I just continue to practice faces in this one. But I like doing that. Anyway, but I think that might be also cool to dedicate one of these books. I mean, wouldn't it be cool if that was something that I just would go to, out to the coffee shop and just sketch, and maybe sketch little scenes. So anyway, I'm going to finish one. That's what I really want to do, is finish one of these and do that. Yeah. All right. So many art projects. Okay. But in the meantime, it's staying in the habit of art journaling, which, like I said, so this is the day 28. So we have only 2 more. The last art journal session's going to be on Tuesday. And it's one of those things. I mean, I know part of me, I'm not going to be going live with the art journaling, but I feel like this challenge has done what it needed to do, and that's get me back into the habit of art journaling every day. Even if it's something as simple as doodling, doodling in my book, or something as big as a whole day of jelly plate printing. Now that was a fun day. I mean, but it's like tiny little bits every day. And at first I was like, I'm just going to do it for 15 minutes, and it's 15 minutes is easily turns into 30. So I think 30 minutes was the sweet spot. I mean, because I feel like too, I can take 15 minutes just getting set up, especially if I'm doing it live, because getting set up, talking about what I'm doing, that type of thing. So, although I could do the ASMR. That's what I love, is that sometimes when you search art journaling on YouTube, there's a category, art journaling, no talking, which I find just hilarious. But I get it. I mean, sometimes you don't want to hear all the things. You just want to watch it, and that's fine. I'm down with that. Except for I'm talking a lot, and that's okay because I'm live. But if I was doing a video with a journal flip, I'd be tempted to do one where I talk about the stuff and one where I don't. Because not everybody wants to hear the chatter. Ooh, I like the way that's turning out. Yeah, I kind of like having this, sketching on this, having some areas of like just pitch black. Because it's such a contrast to the watercolor dots that and it makes them pop out more. It looks pretty flat otherwise, but when I add just the little black areas with the white edge, it just really is popping them out. And I'm kind of digging the ones with some of this doodles around it, because it makes it look like just another little squiggly dimension. And I might go back, like I said, with a white pen into some of these areas. Here's where I let it bleed. Some of this was really wet when I closed my book, and so I had some schmutz, and I had to go back in there and fix that. That's me playing with my fountain pens in a way that wasn't keeping things nice and neat. This fountain pen ink is really messy, as I found out today. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find those wet wipes. Those were pretty awesome. Yay. It's interesting that I have this one black dot here, where I guess it's like a gray. But it's so but it's not different. I mean, because you can see the color variation in this, so it looks like it's a color as compared to the doodles. I want this to be a little more solid here. And probably go back in with some white. I'm thinking it might not need it, but it might. Yeah, I just want the areas outside of that just to look chaotic and feckin' just stuff. I mean, this is the kind of thing, sitting and watching a movie. But that's what I usually do if I'm doing it in bed, which I guess once the art journal challenge is over, I'll probably move one of these books with my pens up to bed, up to the bedroom, because I'll watch TV before I go to bed and doodle. I've been known to paint in bed. I do have paint splatters on my sheets. That's okay. We're down for it. All right. I think I'm going to call it a night. All right, guys. It was fun. I will see you guys tomorrow, probably in the morning over coffee. The next 2 nights will probably be in the morning over coffee before I start my day, because a lot of times that's a really good time for me to sit here and doodle. So, anyway, thanks for joining me today, and I will see you guys tomorrow.